Most bank robbers are absolute amateurs. They storm through the front doors with shotguns waving, screaming at tellers, tripping silent alarms, and praying. They don't get a bullet to the chest. But in 1981, a legendary thief from Chicago pulled off a $1 million heist without cracking a safe, without taking a single hostage, and without triggering a single alarm. His name was William Smart. By day, he was just your friendly neighborhood barber, cutting hair and making small talk. But by night, he was a ghost, a criminal genius who realized the ultimate flaw in a multi-million-dollar bank wasn't the steel vault door, it was a single, flimsy piece of drywall in the ceiling. But here's the terrifying twist that the FBI didn't see coming. William didn't do it for the money. In fact, after making off with a fortune, he went back to do it again. Why? Because he was hopelessly addicted to the terror of the hunt. This is the psychological breakdown of the cleverest and strangest ceiling heist in American history. William Smart wasn't a smash-and-grab thug. He was a perfectionist. He and his brother spent weeks scouting banks across the city looking for specific vulnerabilities, blind spots, loose routines, and the most dangerous element of all, human weakness. Once they picked their target, they didn't plan a raid. They put on expensive tailor-made suits, walked through the front doors, and opened a legitimate bank account. They even rented a private safety deposit box inside the main vault, under sophisticated fake identities. To the bank staff, they were just wealthy, eccentric businessmen. But it was all an elaborate game of social engineering. The brothers' job was simple: charm the woman running the vault. Over weeks of small talk, he built absolute rapport. One afternoon, while trying to reassure him that his highly valuable art collection would be safe, she proudly bragged about the bank's foolproof security. She told him, "Look, you have nothing to worry about. Once the vault closes on Saturday afternoon, a strict time lock engages. Even if a thief has the keys and the combination, it is physically impossible to open this door until Monday morning." She thought she was proving how safe the bank was. In reality, she just handed William the keys to the kingdom. He didn't need to break into the vault over the weekend. He just needed to be inside before it closed. When William inspected the vault from the inside, he hit the jackpot. First, there were 0 security cameras inside the room. Second, the entire vault used a cheap drop ceiling with a massive hidden void above it. But there was one fatal obstacle: a hypersensitive audio detector. If William made a single sound over the weekend, the police would swarm the building in minutes. So William designed a brilliant high-stakes experiment to test the system. He smuggled a cheap mechanical alarm clock into the ceiling void, setting it to blast at exactly 12 a.m. on a Sunday. At midnight, William sat in his getaway car outside, watching. Boom. Right on cue, the alarm went off. Within 4 minutes, police cruisers surrounded the bank. The cops searched the exterior, saw no signs of forced entry, assumed it was a faulty sensor glitch, reset the alarm, and left. William smiled in the dark. The cops had just verified his blueprint. He now knew exactly where the audio sensors were. Over the next few days, using his basic knowledge of electronics, he quietly dismantled every single microphone in that ceiling. The vault was officially deaf. It's Saturday morning, April 11th, 1981. The vault manager smiles, opens the heavy door for William. While his brother distracts her in the outer office, William quietly climbs up a hidden corner angle, slips into the ceiling void, and pulls the tile back into place. It's noon on Saturday. The time lock engages. The lights go out. William Smart is now buried alive inside a soundproof, pitch-black steel tomb for the next 48 hours. He brought food, water, specialized tools, and a single flashlight. And then the ghost went to work. For 2 straight days, William crawled through the ceiling, dropping down into the vault aisle. He didn't smash the boxes with a crowbar. That would make too much noise. Instead, he used a precision tool to carefully extract the lock cylinder, the cannon, of each box, one by one. He emptied millions in cash, gold coins, and diamond jewelry into heavy canvas bags. But as the hours ticked by, William's psychology took a bizarre turn. Whenever he cracked open a box that only contained debt notices, mortgage bills, or bankruptcy papers from struggling citizens, he took stacks of cash from the wealthy boxes and stuffed them inside the poor ones. Sitting in the pitch black, running on pure adrenaline, the barber from Chicago genuinely convinced himself he was Robin Hood. By Sunday night, he had cleanly dismantled over 70 vaults. Monday morning, the bank opens. The staff walks in and nobody notices a thing because William spent the entire night meticulously cleaning his fingerprints and reinstalling every single lock cylinder. To the naked eye, the vault looked untouched. But how do you walk out of a secure bank with 4 massive heavy bags of stolen loot in broad daylight? Easy. You exploit the environment. The bank was undergoing minor structural renovations. William slipped on a construction uniform he had hidden in the ceiling. He grabbed the first 2 heavy bags, walked right past the security guards, nodded at the tellers, and loaded them into his brother's car. Then, with the absolute audacity of a cinematic mastermind, he walked back inside the bank, grabbed the remaining 2 bags, and calmly drove away. Total score? $1 million in 1981 cash. A massive fortune. For an entire year, the FBI was completely baffled. There were no prints, no leads, no suspects. The heist was flawless. Until William's own mind betrayed him. 1 year later, in a completely different bank in Chicago, a customer was using the restroom when the ceiling literally collapsed. A security guard ran in, set up a ladder, looked into the roof crawl space, and found William Smart crouching in the dark, with a drill, blueprints, and that exact same vintage mechanical alarm clock. He was trying the exact same trick. When the FBI compared the tools, the modus operandi, and the signature alarm clock, they realized they had their ghost. Facing 20 years in federal prison, William took a plea deal, 8 years, in exchange for explaining every single detail of the heist. But during his final interrogation, an FBI agent asked William the $1 million question. Why did you do it again? You already had $1 million hidden away. You didn't need the money. William looked the agent dead in the eyes and said, "It was never about the money. The money is still buried. I just missed the feeling. I missed the absolute rush and the pure terror of sitting in that ceiling, waiting for the dark." William Smart didn't just rob a bank. He single-handedly forced the U.S. Federal Reserve to change building regulations. After his trial, drop ceilings and hollow spaces above safety deposit boxes were officially banned in banks nationwide. He was a criminal artist who fell in love with the high until the roof finally caved in on him. Would you have gone back for a second heist? Let me know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.